There's no judge with a gavel that can make things go in your favor anymore.
Man, pull his pants down watching you undress, and no one is willing to stick up for you?
She didn't feel safe in that place, yet that doesn't matter anymore. And there's nothing that can be done to me that would stop me from sticking up for the purity of my daughter. Howdy, y'all. I'm Brylan. You know, for all the insanity going on in the world, we have to remember that we do not serve a God who loses. We serve a God who is in complete and utter control. We serve a sovereign God who holds the world in his hands. And this same God holds you and me in his hands. Check this out. This is Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10. Here God is talking to Israel, his people, but this promise is for us as well. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. This is a beautiful promise that no matter what is going on, no matter what's coming against you, no matter the level of depravity surrounding you, God will uphold us. He will protect us. He will help us. Now check out this story here. A girl and her father were punished for mislabeling a boy in a locker room. They won a legal victory. So this young woman here, her name is Blake Allen, and she was in a locker room one day after a volleyball match and noticed that there was somebody there that shouldn't have been there. Blake Allen, a 15-year-old student athlete, was suspended last year for speaking out about being made uncomfortable by a male student allowed in the girls' volleyball locker room. The male student identifies as Twan. Allen, then 14 years old, was accused of harassing the student. So this young woman is in a locker room with other young women and obviously notices somebody that doesn't look like a young woman in there. Wait a minute, the violation she must have felt, the privacy that they didn't have amongst each other as young women, young girls, and she makes a comment that what is going on? She didn't feel safe in that place, yet that doesn't matter anymore. For a woman to not feel safe doesn't matter. You must submit and make room for the new truth. You must give in or be destroyed. And that's what they tried to do to this young lady. They tried to destroy her. Her school tried to destroy her. The girl's father, Travis Allen, was subsequently fired from his position as a middle school soccer coach for defending his daughter. Allen's filed a suit against the school official following the incidents. Good for you. Travis Allen absolutely has every right to stand up and stick up for his young daughter. I know I have a daughter, and I'm going to stick up for her, and I'm going to do everything I can to protect her and shield her from depravity. And there is nothing that can be done to me that would stop me from sticking up for the purity of my daughter. And Travis Allen stood up for his daughter, and he got fired from being a coach at this school because he stood up for his daughter and for truth. This is how sick it's getting, folks. Do you get it yet? Are you willing to open your eyes yet? Or do you still want to sit back and pretend that none of this is actually happening? And if it is, it's far away from me. No, it isn't. This is not far away from you. A recent settlement in the case awards a $125,000 payment to the Allens and their attorneys, Legal Group Alliance Defending Freedom. It also calls for the reimbursement of Mr. Allen as soccer coach and scrubs the pair's records of any reference to the discipline, which is absolutely insanity if you think about this. What they wanted to do was this school wanted to take this young woman here and punish her. They wanted to destroy not just her current position at the school, So, suspend her. She's in trouble. She's no longer allowed to be on the volleyball team, maybe suspended from school. But they wanted her to have a record that would go with her for the rest of her academic career that says this young lady should never, ever be allowed to be a part of anything ever again. She no longer deserves a spot in society.
It can be very dangerous to go to a secular school. We understand that. It can be, frankly, deadly. There has been a massive, massive decline in commitment to one thing in particular, believe it or not, and that is truth. Imagine an education led by people who don't accept universal, absolute, objective truth. What kind of an education is that? That's the kind of education that is being offered today. It has no sense of God. It has no sense of right or wrong. It has no morality. It has no sense of reality. It demands that everybody's fantasy, everybody's non-reality be accepted as normal.
We are grateful that the school recognized it was wrong to suspend Blake from school and Travis from his coaching position simply for exercising their freedom of speech, Seckler said. No one should lose their job or get suspended from school for voicing their opinion or calling a male, and we are glad to see this case resolved favorably, not only for Blake and Travis, but for all students and coaches to be able to speak freely and without fear of retaliation. So that's one of the things is that they want to strike fear into you. They want you to be terrified to stand up for truth. Guilty until proven innocent. That's the way our society is going today. You are guilty because you are not depraved, and therefore you must be destroyed. And there is no ifs, ands, or buts. And there's no one here to save you now. There's no judge with a gavel that can make things go in your favor anymore. Well, because all those people in those positions are a part of the new way of thinking. They uphold the new truth. Mr. Allen, the dad of Blake Allen, who lost his job because he stood up for his daughter, he said that the win was a huge victory for freedom of speech for him and his daughter and anyone who wants to voice their opinion on important topics. Certainly, the victory for everyone to speak freely is the most important achievement with this lawsuit. It was worth it. This has taken a toll on our family, both close and distant. It showed us who will and won't support us, even if they do not agree with our values, he continued. Blake's punishment would not have been reversed had we not filed the lawsuit, and I wouldn't be able to coach in the fall if we had not reached a settlement. The father said, I wouldn't change anything. We currently live in a time where you have to defend your values from some pretty radical ideologies. And Riley Gaines actually spoke up about this. They told her she would only be back in if she publicly apologized for feeling discomfort. And then check this out. Elon Musk actually responded to that and said, incredibly unjust. So even Elon Musk sees this story and goes, whoa, this is completely unjust. Now, if you remember Riley Gaines, she's the fantastic swimmer, born again, and is sticking up for other women that are harmed for this exact kind of thing that happened to Blake Allen, because it happened to Riley Gaines. In fact, here's a small snippet of Riley Gaines talking about what happened to her.
No one has asked us how we felt. We exist to validate a male's identity. But the Ivy League, the Thompson's teammates, actually, when they were concerned about the locker room situation and they sent an email to the Ivy League and the NCAA, their response was, here's some counseling resources you should seek if you feel comfortable seeing male genitalia in your locker room. And then they were referred to the LGBTQ Education Center to educate themselves on the oppression that these athletes are dealing with. So no one within the NCAA is willing to acknowledge us, our feelings, our safety, our privacy. I've really tried. I feel like it's really only happened like the past couple weeks where I get emotional talking about like the locker room scene, because it is just so wild that you can turn around and see a 6'4" biological man pull his pants down watching you undress, and no one is willing to stick up for you?
Absolutely powerful. And this is going on all across our country. And it's happening to younger and younger girls being subjected to this type of thing. Our children are under attack. And it's all happening as we sit idly by pretending that none of this is actually happening. Well, guess what? It's actually happening. And this is what the superintendent of the school, the one who hates this young woman so much that this superintendent was willing to ruin her life in order to uphold the depravity. The superintendent of the Orange Southwest Supervisory District, Lane Millington, has downplayed the settlement, emphasizing that the school will continue with its policies. This is what he continued to say. The Vermont School Board's Insurance Trust made the decision concerning the payment in order to cap defense expenses in what would otherwise be years of litigation. Millington said, the district has made no admission of wrongdoing. Our policies are unchanged, and we will continue to comply with our policies and the law. So this superintendent is saying, we don't care what happens to Blake Allen. They don't care about her. They aren't admitting to any wrongdoing. They made their decision and it was final. If they could, they would have destroyed Blake Allen and her father's lives for not submitting to their insanity. If you don't submit, you need to be destroyed. And that's what they're saying. No apology here. It is what it is. Submit or die. But hey, let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, being a part of this community, I'd love to hear from you on a regular basis. And please hit that thumbs up button. You know, when you like this video, it'll get pushed out to more people, and it would really help spread this message. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hey, I just want to say real quick, we got some of our new merch out right now. This is one of my favorite shirts, Read the Bible. If you want to support this channel, you can check out the link below. It says shop our merch.